All right, all right, all right. Looks like we are here, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another Sanity stream with Lucius Coal. If you like this type of content, go down below, like, subscribe, share, and of course, leave a comment if you think I deserve it. Absolute insanity going on all across America right now. I cannot believe my eyes. The amount of censorship is at a level of Orwellian nature that we have never seen before. Of course, Stalin and Hitler would be blushing right now at the pure fascist movement, an actual fascist movement that is perpetrating across all of America right now. It is an utter shame where this country is. And I just don't see the fight, to be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen. I do not see the fight from the American people to fight back against what we are dealing with right now. And if you think things are going to get any better, prepare for a dark winter, if you will, a ever so dark winter. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, there's only a few things we can do at this point. We must move and become the next level of the digital frontier. We must become the cyberpunks. We must become the outcasts, the misfits, the patriots that this country so desperately needs right now. The level of censorship is hitting a level where the current president of the United States is gone. He has been banned outright across all social media platforms. And they're hitting it to a level now where they will literally target an entire platform. They took down Parler, the entire platform. Not a user, not a bad apple, but an entire company, an entire platform was removed overnight. While at the exact same time, over on glorious Twitter, somehow, some way, Hang Mike Pence was trending. So at the same time that Parler was being pulled down, literally removed, scrubbed from the internet for being so dangerous, Twitter literally has on their trending tab, Hang Mike Pence. And that's where we are right now, ladies and gentlemen. The level of hypocrisy, the double standards, the double speak, the thought crime police, literally banning Trump for something that, in the broader context of things, meaning out of context. So based on a broader context, meaning not the context in which he actually said the words. No. We're going to expand that into something out of context and then use that as a means to ban the sitting president of the United States. If you guys don't think we're losing, we're losing. We are losing right now. We have no control over big tech. We have no control over media. We have no control over Hollywood. We have no control over the schools. We have no control over anything. Nothing. We've been losing this culture war for 20 plus years. And it is only now that we're finally getting, I think, what we deserve. Because to be honest with you, the American people are fat. They're obtuse. They're pussified, they're feminized, they're weak. This is a weak nation. When I saw all of those politicians cowering in fear over the little grandmas waving their flags as they marched onto the Capitol, and I saw the exact same people who literally send our sons and daughters off to war to die, while they bomb and kill hundreds of thousands of Muslims, including women and children. And I saw just a brief moment of fear from these politicians. I gotta say, guys, it made me smile. I apologize for nothing. The way they are blowing this out of proportion is at a level now where for months, they've been gaslighting us, saying that Black Lives Matter is an oh-so-righteous movement. Oh, you know what? Sometimes you have to riot. Who said that protests had to be nonviolent? Ladies and gentlemen, the defense of looting. Don't you know? This is America. Exactly, Hayes. Over masturbation, over sexualization, and not in a good way. Not you sticking your dick into somebody. No, you sticking your dick into your hand and then thinking you're a man. And you wonder why birth rates are declining. You're wondering why they're trying to bus in hundreds of thousands of immigrants into this country. This country is weak. Absolutely weak. It blows my mind. The current level, take this out, ladies and gentlemen. Recent Twitter post today. They're talking about the Ugandan election. Ahead of the Ugandan election, this is from Twitter's public policy. Ladies and gentlemen, you're not going to believe your ears when I read this post to you. Take a look. This is from Twitter public policy. Ahead of the Ugandan election, we're hearing reports that internet service providers are being ordered to block social media and messaging apps. We strongly condemn internet shutdowns. They are hugely harmful, violate basic human rights and the principles of the open internet. Watching the left cheer this on scares the shit out of me. Watching the left cheer on as our rights are eroded, our entire way of life is uprooted. Everything is on the decline. And they are cheering it on. What are these people's principles? What do they stand for? What do they fight for? What do they want? They don't even know. They don't even know. What do they stand for? Diversity? Inclusion? No, as long as they look a certain way, they're black, they're brown, they're not white, but as long as they all think the same, that's diversity. Because I think you see what happens when someone says, you know what, I don't think I'm on the left, I think I'm going to be a libertarian. You know what, I think I'm going to be a conservative. What happens to those minorities? What happens to those black people or brown people? They're ostracized. They're castigated. They don't care about people's skin color. They only care about them about as much as they can use them as a means to perpetuate their power. It is. B. Hayes, this is us walking around with sex slave masks and saying that we're free. We are wearing more on our face than women in Saudi Arabia. Take a moment for that. For all of those conservatives who just love going over there and bombing the Middle East, you are currently more of a bitch than the women in Saudi Arabia. Chew on that for a second. This is what this country is. A bunch of fucking bitches. Unbelievable. And the gaslighting and all of the people on the right cowering away from this great moment, this moment of glory. A moment when you actually saw fear in politicians' eyes. The elites that have been running this country into the ground for hundreds of years. All the way back to Nixon when he removed us off the gold standard. All the way back to FDR when he went in with the Fed and the New Deal. This country has been on the decline for years. This is what happens. You have a free and open society. You create the republic. The republic becomes an empire. You remove the money and put it onto a gold. You remove the gold standard. And then you just start printing the war machine, and then you see the fall of Rome. Because that's where we're going. We are currently in the moment just before the fall of Rome. And honestly, it could go two ways. It could go very similar to how the Byzantine Empire went to the east, and then former Romans went to the west. Now, of course, they all considered themselves Romans, and you could kind of see how this might play out in a current historical pretext. Whereas the Byzantines, The Byzantine Empire went east. Secession. That's what happened. That was the fall of Rome. That was the creation of Persia. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. These are very turbulent times. So turbulent, in fact, that Ron Paul, a man that I have so much respect for, he really woke me up back in 2012. I would like to say that is my great awakening as I consider myself on the right side of the aisle. Facebook banned him. That's right. Ron Paul, you know, the guy who's delivered 1,000 babies, war veteran, senator, known for his principles, literally saying no to every single bill that went against the Constitution. You know, that document, so to speak, that all of those representatives say they care about so much. He actually followed it. Yeah, apparently he's back. So our man is back. And what I thought I would actually do for a moment is talk about my latest video. It actually did fairly well. You know, reaching around 500 views. Nothing too crazy. I expect to get throttled when I talk about Q. But the amount of pushback that I get from people from this side of the aisle blows my mind. I would like to think that people on the right, in terms of logic and reason, I would like to think the left as emotional and caring, so to speak, right? The right side of the aisle is the masculine, built on logic and reason. The left is a woman, built on caring, nurturing, and love. When I see people on the right pushing propaganda, pushing absolute, how would Joe Biden say it? Malarkey. Talking about how the Pope has been arrested, Italy's president has been arrested, that there's this super secret plan that Donald Trump somehow is going to magically, Harry Potter style, like, become the president of the United States. Ladies and gentlemen, if there is a coup de grace, if there is an actual takeover of this government, it's not coming from Donald Trump. It's coming from his enemies. They have him by the balls right now, ladies and gentlemen. They have Donald Trump by the balls, and nobody wants to say it. So guess what? I will. Hey man, it's a struggle. It's all good, Hayes. I just need people to wake up. I need people to stop listening to this Q shit, and I need us to start mobilizing. I need us to start doing things that are actually going to help this movement. So what I thought I would do is list a few things. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. It's Swole Team 6 time. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get freaking yoked out of your freaking skull. It's time to go out and start shooting, plinking, popping. Time to start training. Not advocating for violence. I'm just saying, be ready, ladies and gentlemen. Be ready. Because just like the Soviets, what they did was, a lot of the times, they didn't even have to go into people's houses. They didn't have to do any of that because they got to a point where people would self-censor so much, they began to start, I don't know, eating themselves alive. Start growing your own food. Get a bunch of cans, by the way. Kind of canned goods. Make sure you have at least 2 months worth in terms of what's going on right now. Invest. I recommend, I am not a financial, this is not legal advice or financial advice. I recommend checking out Bitcoin. I do truly believe it's the future. The Federal Reserve is absolutely out of control. They are printing at will. Joe Biden has already said that he's going to send out $2,000 stimulus checks. And I can assure you there's going to be a lot more strings attached to that. Just like when Trump signed the bill, just like when he signed the CARES Act. So that's what we're looking at, ladies and gentlemen. Get involved. This is a big problem I have with the right. Where is our movement? Is it not clear that the Republican Party doesn't serve us? Is it not clear to everyone at this point that the Republican Party is a shell of, if it had any, its former glory? Is it not clear that Mitch McConnell is not some super secret, spy that's going to help us? Is it not clear that Lindsey Graham has sold us out? Is it not clear that the GOP is nothing but a bunch of conservatives? Because that's what they are. They're not here to fight for us. And this is what bothers me the most. I look at the left. They are coming together. I don't know if you know this, but they had a force the vote campaign to try to put the squad, the fraud squad, which they are now being labeled as from their progressive friends. They put them on notice. And they told the Democrat Party, you know what? You don't serve us. So you know what they did? They created the People's Party on the left. And I am trying my damnedest. And it seems like every single influencer who's out there right now is simply just talking the talk and not walking the walk. Ladies and gentlemen, we need an America First party. We need a new party that isn't bought and sold. We need a party that actually puts the American people first. We need a party that actually cares about borders. We need a party that will stop this interventionism. We need a party that will stop printing money on command. We need a party that actually gives a fuck about us. I'm not seeing it. I'm just not seeing it. Quick one, ladies and gentlemen. Be persistent. Go out there. I'm just going to probably stay here for a few more minutes if you guys have any questions. And let me know what you think. I think I'm going to start doing this green screen over here behind me. I just got a standing desk. Obviously, you guys probably noticed I'm a little bit higher. See, this is kind of cool. So I can go down. Whoa. Go back up. Kind of neat, right? I like that. And yeah, we're going to be looking to improve the production quality here. I'm going to start bringing in some guests. Some bigger YouTubers, actually. I'm pretty excited about it. So, yeah, just stay tuned. I'll just stay here for another couple minutes. Can I sign a plea bargain before I take the 2K? Good question. The Stasi was around until 1991. Berlin Wall fell in 1988. Yeah, honestly, I think secession is the path forward. I mean, I hate to be black-pilled here, but is there not a major disconnect between everyone in America? It's like one party is just super totalitarian, just evil, Darwinian. They will shut down speech. They will cancel people. They will make people lose their jobs. We have family members doxing their parents. It's the state's wet dream. They are literally making families turn on each other. Look at what this entire COVID thing did. It broke families apart. It tore at people's fabrics of their foundation. It is utterly insane. How can we continue to stand for this? We have to break up. It doesn't have to be violent. That's the thing. I mean, there was a lot of war in Yugoslavia before, but all of those countries broke up into their respective countries and citizens, etc. Sweet. What's up, Crack? This is the only way I see a path forward. Secession seems like it's the only way. So Jesus said, end of days, families will break apart. Yeah. And honestly, if there was to be a civil war, similar to how there was a civil war here in America the first time around, you know, you had brothers fighting brothers. You had fathers fighting sons. I mean, we're talking all-out war. And the funny thing is, we don't need to get to that point. We can just have a very amicable, hey, you know what? This just isn't working out. I don't know what you're doing with your cancel culture. I don't know what you're doing with your race baiting. I don't know what you're doing trying to break people up into categories upon categories upon categories upon, hey, if you have this color skin, you're up here on the totem pole. And then if you're, you're whiter, you're a little bit lower. And then if you're a woman, you're a little bit higher. And then if you're Asian, maybe you're kind of in the middle. Actually, no, wait, I think California said the Asian are white people now. So actually you're on the bottom too. Sorry, Asian people. Welcome to the Caucasian race. Same old. Awesome crack. And that's the thing. It's like, look, like, we're just living in two totally different worlds. And to be honest, I feel kind of bad for the left. And I don't hold it against all of them. Heck, like, the reaction that I had on the video that I did the other day, it's very clear people on the right are the exact same way. And what I mean by that is that there's a bit of a cult-like behavior here. I mean, when I attack movements on the right, like Q, I just get annihilated. I get ratioed. I say, you don't know how good of a man this is. You don't even know. There's a super secret plan. Show me the receipts. I've been following this movement since basically its inception. First, it was Sessions. He was the guy. Then it was Barr. He was the guy. Then it was Ray. He was the guy. Then it was Pence. He was the guy. Did anything pan out? Did any of it pan out? Yeah, I've heard that one. Hayes. Polish Sniper was once asked what it was like to kill a man, and he said, I don't know. I've only ever killed commies. Yeah, I'm Polish myself. Actually got myself a Confederate flag the other day. I'm a born in blood Yankee. The only reason why I got it was because I really want this country to secede. I want an amicable secession. Not based on slavery or anything like that. I just want a peace, like, hey, you know what? Lefties, you can have, I don't even know, like, how would we break it up, ladies and gentlemen? It'd be very difficult. It would be a very difficult split. Because you probably have what? Texas, Louisiana, Georgia, Florida, Alabama, South Carolina, North Carolina. Are we just going to do the Mason-Dixon line again? That could be the play. It'd be kind of ironic. I heard it from you, bro. I use it all the time now. Yeah. I heard that once. It was awesome. I love that quote. Sell Portland for $1. Yeah, Portland's out of control. Ted Wheeler actually got a beatdown. He got punched in the face a few days ago. And that's what you get. That's what you get. It's so funny. Like, everybody clutching their pearls after what happened on the 6th. Like, oh my God! This was the worst attack since 9/11. This is a day that will live in infamy. Oh my God. God, please. I would say God, but the left don't believe in God. So, yeah, this is where we're at. It's kind of funny because, I used to have a couple friends, they would go to Portland, they're like, man, it was awesome, I loved it, this, that, and the other. Now it's like, it's a hellscape. And I don't know if you saw this today. New York's Governor Cuomo coming out and saying, we can't do these lockdowns forever, guys. There's going to be nothing left. So, wait till the election's over. Guarantee that Joe Biden's going to go in. And then you're like, you know what? These lockdown things, I'm not really feeling it. I don't know. People have been saying this for months, but you know what? I just don't think we can keep this going, guys. I mean, if we keep everything locked down forever, there might be nothing left. We could give the West Coast to Mexico and East Coast to Canada. We do need a coast. Are we just going to take the Gulf? And the Atlantic? I don't know. There's actually people out of Washington that are trying to secede into Idaho because they think that Portland's so freaking crazy. I don't know if you guys saw it today, but there is a amendment to remove the Electoral College. It will require a change in the Constitution, so it is very unlikely to pass. I believe they need 2/3 majority in terms of the states in order to ratify it into the Constitution. But this is good. I just wish they would do this more often. Like, I don't know, actually listen to the law. I don't know. Call me crazy. Call me crazy. Do you swear to uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States? I do. Let's just shit all over it. First Amendment, Second Amendment, Fourth Amendment. Who gives a shit? We have the power now, right? These people are scum. Total, utter scum. It's a uniparty. It doesn't matter if you go Republican. It doesn't matter if you go Democrat. I heard a great reference basically saying, think of it as you're driving a car, right? The Democrats are driving 100 miles per hour, right? The Republicans are driving, I don't know, let's say 50 miles per hour, right? They're both headed towards a wall, okay? And the Fed spending's out of control, so you're not wearing a seatbelt, right? And you're not driving a Tesla, so that car ain't stopping, all right? You are going at the wall. So the Democrats smash into it first, the Republicans right after. Either way, you're hitting that fucking wall. Either way, you die. It doesn't matter. Are American flags still legal? No. Apparently, they want to make all Trump supporters terrorists. Basically, if you walk around with a red hat, you're basically a Nazi and you can be punched, attacked, completely dehumanized, removed from the internet, not just from platforms, but actually have your host removed from you. Get to the point where I guess they go into your phone and you say, hey, you know what? You can't use Ryan T-Mobile or AT&T anymore. Or Sprint. Oh, no, there was a merger. And then they'll go in and then they'll say, yeah, your entire life's over. They want us all to look different but think the same. Yeah, they all suck crack. Exactly. I mean, I don't know if you saw Joe Biden's speech the other day. It was like, we are going to go out there. American people, we're going to go out there. I'm Joe Biden. What we're going to do is we're going to give some money. We're going to give it to the black people. We're going to give it to the brown people. We're going to give it to the womans. 1, 2, 3. Got him. So it's basically like, screw Asians, right? And screw white people. That's basically what he said. Honestly, he probably could have saved himself a lot of time if he just said, hey, screw Asians and screw white people. Or screw white men, right? So screw all Asians, I guess. He didn't bring up Asians at all. If states split off, remember parts of states, not entire states. The bottom 1/3 of Illinois is more like Kentucky. That's true. Yeah, it might not even be like entire state secession. It could just be, you know, a part of a state, right? The real question is, would they actually start killing people? Like, would the left just start killing people if the right just started to secede? I don't, maybe the government would try, but to be honest with you, I think the people on the left, I mean, like, you see how excited they get when they deplatform people, when they, you know, make people lose their jobs, when they, you know, make their family turn on them. They love that type of stuff, but they don't really like to fight. They really don't. And this is not a fight they want. I think they just want us out of their lives. They think that we're the problem. They're on the side of the multinational corporations, the military-industrial complex, big media, and the Federal Reserves, and all of the multinational banks, and yet they think they're the resistance, right? They think that we are the scum of the earth for, I don't know, wanting to speak freely, free associate, meet up with our families, have a job, leave us the fuck alone. We're not asking for help from government. We want government to get the fuck away from us. Small business, preferably blacks, Latinos, and Asians. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's what it was. What's up, Jamak Root? Left is not human. They don't know if they're male or female. They're into pain, humiliation, and masochism. Hey, I don't think that's just the left. Hey, maybe I'm just projecting. I think it's the right, too. Like I said the other day, the great Milo Yiannopoulos, before he went a little too crazy for me, but I still have respect for that guy. Conservatives. We have been losing the culture battle for years. Look at music. Does that scream right side of the aisle? Look at education. We say we want to be left alone so much. We want to stay away from government so much that we literally allow these purple hair lefty retards teach our children. And then we wonder why we're having problems with them staying on this side of the aisle. Racisms. St. Michael's Lord, either way, this is not going to end well. Yeah, it's going to get a lot worse before it gets better. And you guys already saw, Parler has already been destroyed. I'm not sure what's going on in terms of my Gab account. Let me know if you guys are having any issues. But basically, I'm not able to get onto Gab at all, right? Something's wrong with my host or something like that. I don't know if it's just because I'm in Florida or because of the server I'm trying to access it from, but I want to go on Gab. I don't want to use Twitter anymore. I don't want to use anything. We have to start using alt tech. We have to start using blockchain. We have to start getting ahead of the curve. And heck, guys, I'm just going to say it. We got to start learning to code. Right? Like that infamous, oh, you lost your job at the mine? Why don't you learn to code? Honestly, guys, the left might have actually gave us good advice for once. I feel like it's going to get to a point where it's like you have to grab your phone, and because you've been blocked and censored from everything, you have to learn how to, brick this thing, right? You're going to have to learn how to jailbreak this thing, and you're going to have to be the one to do it, right? Fuck Twitter, amen. Alt tech is Russian and Chinese, I know. And then if you look on DLive, a good friend of mine, I don't know if you've seen him. I went on his podcast. He goes by Plebeian Media. He was suspended on DLive. And then Nick Fuentes, I don't agree with all of his ideas, but he is a strong conservative. I don't agree with the race stuff, but I watch a lot of people that are on the fringe because I want to be open. Like, that's what I understand about the left. Like, don't you want to know what, like, the deepest, darkest parts of humanity is? Don't you want to take a piece of everything in order to create the greatest civilization in the history of the world? Don't you want to centralize a bunch of people from all different backgrounds and have us unite under one banner, under one America? That is very, very difficult. And it's not by going out and taking a bunch of black people and brown people who all think the same and then suddenly calling it diversity. That's not how it works. Telegram is Chinese or Russian, and yeah, it's better than anything in the USA. It was kind of funny. I was listening to People's Pundit the other day, and he said, you know what's going to be funny? When it gets to the point where Russia Today, the Russian news in the United States, is more fair and accurate than the current media in the United States in ABC, CBS, CNN, MSNBC, and Fox. And I think we're already there. Like, you guys have probably already seen, oh, Joe Biden, what's your favorite kind of ice cream? Mr. Joe Biden, you have such wonderful suits. Remember? Don't wear a brown suit like Mr. Obama did. What a disgrace. No, bombing all of those women and children in the Middle East, screw those stories. Screw those kids. They talk about violence, and yet we are literally bombing children in the Middle East, and they're talking about violence. Oh, we're so violent while we literally bomb children. Oh my God, spare me your fucking attitude. Spare me how you care so much. You don't give a fuck. No one cares. This media is the arm to the government. They will literally just allow the government to bomb women and children. We are literally backing countries that fund Al-Qaeda. The same people that flew into the Twin Towers. And no one gives a fuck. Saudi Arabia, Qatar, UAE, all those wonderful peace deals. Those people fund Al-Qaeda. Obama, why do you think the ambassador in Libya died? Huh? Why do you think he had an attempt on his life before that fateful night in Libya? Do you know why? Because they were arming rebels in Libya. They were arming ISIS. That's why he got killed. They don't bring that part of the story up. It's too delicate for most Americans' ears. And even if they do hear it, it goes in one ear and out the fucking other. Americans are fucking stupid and lazy and care more about the Mandalorian than they care about dead children. They care more about their $2,000 rather than looking at the Federal Reserve spending out of control. Oh, man, guys. Morals are taught, ethics align in the sand. Amen. Imagine Trump, Jesse Ventura, Tulsi Gabbard, Ron Paul. Yeah, like, this is the thing. I think Trump, at least for me, was more of an idea. The things that Trump were saying, he was a much more articulate and bombastic version of Ron Paul, right? Ron Paul was very quiet and very just relaxed and just stood by his morals. And Trump was just very bombastic and said, you're stupid, you're dumb, you're short, you're little Rubio, you're lying Ted. But he was preaching the preach, guys. Heck, even when he got in, he started talking about the freaking Federal Reserve. I hadn't seen a president talk about the Federal Reserve before. Federal Reserve? What? I was like, this is crazy. He could have done a lot more. He could have done a lot more. This year actually made me lose a good amount of respect for him. All that Moderna stuff, and I don't know if you guys seen this. Fact check me on this. But from what I have heard, the vaccine that is coming out in America, obviously, you know, it is an mRNA vaccine. It is synthetic. The vaccine that they are pushing in China is not a synthetic vaccine. They are not using the Pfizer vaccine over there in China. They're using a standard vaccine, which is basically where they take a small amount of the virus and they put it in there and then they give it to you, right? Which is what most vaccines usually are. So, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not a doctor. Don't take any of my medical advice, but I personally am not taking that shit. So, it is what it is. Well said, Lucius Coal. Thanks, man. All right. So, like I said, I'm going to fix this thing. I'm going to make I'm going to make this show so much better for you guys. It's going to blow your fucking mind. I am putting so much money into this shit right now. I am so excited to be able to share with you. It's time that the right starts taking control of culture. And I don't want to be just another fucking podcast. I don't want to be just another talking head. I want to push some buttons. I want to move the needle of culture with you guys. I want the Coal Factory and the Coal Train to be a fucking movement that terrifies anyone who would dare step forth. And what I mean by that is something that's culturally defining. If you look at the left, like look at The Daily Show, for example. Now, I am not a fan of Trevor Noah whatsoever, but I will say I did have my moments when Jon Stewart was running the show. Where is that on the right? Where is that? Where is the comedy? Where is the people that are poking fun of the absolute classless losers that are the political elite in this country? Because unfortunately, guys, and this could just be me, but I think with the way censorship is right now, I think the only way forward, unfortunately, is comedy. I think it's going to be the only way that we're able to speak. Because basically we're going to have to get to a point where in order to speak, we're going to have to cloak. I know English. Cloak our truth in comedy. That's why you see people on the left like Jimmy Dore. That's why you see people on the right like Ryan Long. That's why you see people like Dave Smith. I think it's the only way. I can't wait till they ban sarcasm. That will truly be the day. I was with Ryan Dawson. Dude, your show rocks. That makes 2. I like crack, yeah, buddy. B. Hayes was with Ryan Dawson with his first 500 subs. It was Louis Rossman's first 100 subscriber, and he had 1.3 million now. Comedy bro, satire. We need to be meme masters, bro. Hell yeah, dude. Thank you guys all for sticking in. We're gonna make this thing awesome. And like I said before, this is about pragmatism. I'm not going to be just another fucking influencer who talks and talks and talks and talks and talks and doesn't actually get you guys involved in the process. I am going to piss you guys off. I am going to put your feet to the fire. I am going to make you guys accountable as I make myself. I am going to make you motherfuckers, yes, you motherfucker. I'm going to make you run for political office. I'm going to make you go out there and knock on some doors. I'm going to make you the one who goes out there and actually changes the world. I'm going to make sure that you, motherfucker, yes, you, I'm talking to you, motherfucker. I'm going to make sure that you are the change that we wish to see in this world. So I'm going to piss off some of you guys, but hey, I love you guys. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Love you very much. Oh, God. Dying, guys. This is fun, though. See you guys in the next one. If you like this type of content, go down below, like, subscribe, share, and of course leave a comment if you think I deserve it. The Coal Factory and the Coal Train on our way to 1,000 Patriot strong. Thanks to people like you watching content like this. See you guys in the next one. Peace. Coal Train. Choo-choo! Yeah. Lift some weights, boys. Shoot some fucking guns. See you guys later.